want to introduce the 45th President of the United States, the Republican nominee for this year's presidential election, Donald J. Trump. Welcome. So I have to tell you, wow. I'm getting a little taste of what it's like to roll with you. So early voting, just so you know.
Now, why some dumb bitch come through and say, oh, that's because she's Fox and he's a Republican and they love Republicans. Oh, is that what it is? So when he went to the NABJ, what about that? When J.D. Vance makes the rounds on Sunday shows, he done been on more of them damn Democratic leaning shows in a little bit. She won't go. She certainly won't even do fucking Sundays. But y'all gonna go ahead and vote her to fuck in because she's a fucking AKA? That's the most ignorant shit. When it turns into a Tiffany Henyard situation, shout out to Big Tiff. When it turned into a Tiffany Henyard situation where all she gonna be focused on is fucking ABs and the fucking bomb gets dropped the fuck off, y'all remember this shit. Remember this shit.
So for the state of Georgia just began, and they're already at 250,000 people in early vote. That will break a record in the state. And I cannot believe how people come for you already. I don't know if you know this, but early voting is a sign that people are coming out, as you know, right. But it's also a sign that there might be a few people who have something to say. So I want to share with you Senators Warnock and Ossoff, Mayor Bottoms and Atlanta Mayor Bottoms, and Amba Thurman's family have come out on a press call. And they're doing what's called a pre-buttal 2-hour town hall right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And I want to
get better ratings, I promise.
I want to get your reaction to something, because I was a little thrown aback about how quickly this fight would start. Oh, by the way, Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota who wants to be the next vice president, his wife is showing up.
Where?
Tomorrow, here.
Yeah.
Yep, she has an issue with the women's issues town hall. All right, so let's take a look at what Senator Warnock had to say. I want to get, for the first time, former President Trump's reaction to what's going on here in Georgia. Let's watch.
If you to not vote is a vote. It's a vote for Donald Trump. It's to send this man one step closer to the White House, which finally, let me say, will be literally dangerous for so many of the people that we know. Dangerous, as we've demonstrated, for women. But this man, let me remind the Black men who are listening, the men of color, communities of color.
Oh, ninjas, you know you're going to hear Black men till the daggone election is over. Oh, no, afterwards, too. Because if she doesn't win, it's y'all's asses. You heard? It's y'all's asses.
He will be dangerous.
You are up with minority voters.
Yeah.
Vice President Kamala Harris is hurting right now in that category of voting bloc.
Right.
And they know all women are at this town hall. This is a pre-buttal from a short time ago. Your reaction?
Well, I would say this. We just got the endorsement of Border Patrol all over the country. Border Patrol, virtually every sheriff's department, every police department, the Fraternal Order of Police, 400,000 police, the biggest in the country. We have every single, I don't think they have a policeman or a policewoman single. And we have the border, we have the safest border in the history of our country. Now we have the most unsafe border in the history of our country. So when you talk about safety, we had, it was just announced, as you know, last week, 13,099 murderers were released into our country. Drug dealers, drug addicts, everybody is released into our country. We've never had anything like this. We've never had a mess like this. 625,000 criminals released into our country, along with 21 million people. We have no idea who they are. And, you know, that's just a soundbite. I don't know this guy, but he got lucky as hell to win, I'll tell you that much. But it's a soundbite that they like to use. But remember this, law enforcement's with me 100%, and we have to keep our community safe. And we have to take these murderers that they've allowed to come through open borders without knowing anything about them. We have to take those people and we have to remove them. We have to get them out of our country.
We're going to get into all of it. I want, first of all, a show of hands. Who voted early today? All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Oh, and they're waving.
Who did they vote for? I want to.
That was the first thing you wanted to know. How many voted for me?
Who did you vote?
So another show of hands. How many of you actually feel good about how the economy is right now? No.
Yeah.
You have our first question on the economy. We will start there. Your first name, please, and tell us your hometown.
My name is Lisa, and I live in the city of Milton. First of all, welcome back to Georgia, President Trump.
Thank you very much.
Americans are concerned about the state of our economy. Democrats argue that your policies favor the wealthy, especially through tax cuts, for billionaires, while the middle class continues to struggle these last 3.5 years under the Biden-Harris administration. Could you outline your plans to revitalize the economy again as president and policies that specifically support the middle class when reelected?
Sure. Thank you very much. Great question. And sort of an easy question for me to answer because we have tremendous wealth in this country, but it's under our feet. It's called liquid gold. And we're going to bring down your energy costs. And with that, everything's going to follow. We're also going to make it possible for companies to come into our country again. You know, we've lost so many.
Now, wait a minute. He's not saying is Cam's fault. He's not saying, oh, that's a great question. Well, you know, Cam, and then go into that. Oh, he's actually answering the question. Oh, wow. Where do they do that at?
Businesses, if you're in furniture making like in North Carolina, they're flocking out of our country because we have politicians that don't know what to do. We're bringing them all back. We have a tax rate that's going to lure them, and we're going to protect them with tariffs so they can make money and so they don't get stolen. But we're going to have record-setting jobs. And just to know, I mean, the advantage I have is that I've done it. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We had never had an economy.
That's because of Obama. Obama said that you had the best economy because of Obama. And then Cam on the other side said that everything's bad because of you. So Trump got a lot of power around here, child. In the beginning of the term, during the term, and after the term. He got all knowing power.
And remember this, we also had the safest border in the history of our country. We never had a border that safe. The famous graph that I looked at, you know, my all-time favorite piece of paper. I mean, even my all-time favorite. I love that piece of paper. But that shows you that day, the day I left office, the border was the safest it ever was in the history of our country. We had the fewest number of people. We have the least amount of drugs. Everything was human trafficking, which is now 12 times higher than it was when, and it's trafficking, I hate to say this, mostly in women. It's a vicious thing because of the internet and because of this administration, maybe more so than the internet.
Do you think maybe the internet, because biatches can't shut the fuck up about where they at, who they with, what they doing, and how they doing it? Ain't that how that rapper got took out of here because the girlfriend over there in Vegas or something, because the girlfriend posted where they was at and his op showed up? Cha.
But we had the safest border. We had the best economy. Think of it, a combination of security and finance and all of the other things. And we're going to make it even better. We're going to make the border even better. But the border can't, I mean, we did things with the border that nobody could have done, including we built 571 miles of wall. And that wall worked. Then I got Mexico to give us soldiers, a lot of soldiers, 28,000 soldiers to protect us. I said, you have to protect us because you're letting all of these criminals come into our country.
Wow, he's still talking about what he's going to do, but he's not talking about Cam ain't mentioned her name in this question. Where they do that at?
You have to protect us. They said, we're not going to do it. I said, good, then I'm just going to tariff all your goods until you do it. They said, like I said, we're going to do it. And they gave us the social. So we had great protection and we had the best economy in the history of our country.
Okay, let's get back to the economy. According to America's Health Ranking Organization, 70.7% of Americans age 65 and over voted in the past presidential election. So women are the largest registered and active group of voters. Social Security is important to some women, and people over the age of 65 are a very large voting block as well. You have said that you would not tax some of that Social Security money. How would that work?
We're not going to tax any of the Social Security money, the benefits that go to seniors, because what you've done, what they've done to you within.
I'm sorry, did anyone see any of these types of answers when Cam was interviewed by the last 55 million people? Bueller. Anybody? Bueller. Did he mention Cam yet? Has he mentioned Cam? No, he's actually talking about what the fuck he's gonna do. But you niggas don't want to look at none of that. Shout out to everybody who is here. But y'all, I'm black, they black. That's who the fuck I'm talking to, because all they want to say is fucking racism.
Inflation is a disaster. It's the economy. But in terms of really the numbers, it's the inflation. We had the worst, they say it's in 48 years, I say ever. We had the worst inflation in the history of our country. And the ones that really got hurt the worst are people that are on a fixed income, like our seniors. And I said, we're not going to tax Social Security benefits on our seniors, and we're not.
And we can pay for that.
And that will a little bit more than even make up to what you. I mean, you lost a fortune. You went up again. They say 21%. I think it's 50%. And all of that money, you're on a fixed income. People that were buying breakfast, they could no longer buy breakfast. Yeah. They have a case. A woman goes up to the counter with 3 apples, and then she says, "Oh, I can't afford it." She brings 1 apple back. That's not supposed to be our country. That's not our country.
All right.
Here's one of the colors that I'm talking about right here. You gonna think that you must be new. Let me tell you something, E. Freezy. Don't come over here with that bullshit, because you and the rest of the colors don't want to acknowledge what's fucking true. You fucking watch the news from Chicago every fucking morning, and then you get back to me while y'all want to sit up here and think that the police are your fucking problem. Your fucking problem is your fucking problem, who sit up here and blame somebody else. You don't want to acknowledge that all these fucking kids are out here fucking killing people? Let's just say the shit. They out here killing people. And you know what they're killing? People that look like you, because I'm assuming you black. It's a fucking fact. If you want to ignore it, then you fucking ignore it if you want to, but don't come here with that bullshit. Do not come in this fucking chat with that bullshit. Niggas is killing niggas more than police are killing niggas. If you don't want to hear that, that's your fucking problem. Look at the fucking news in Baltimore. Look at the fucking news in Oakland. Look at the fucking news in Memphis. Look at the fucking news in Chicago. Y'all can't be this ignorant. Y'all can't be this ignorant. And then as soon as you get fucking killed, oh my God, they were such a good person. We got to do something about the violence. Somebody got to do something. We need to do a march. We going to release some balloons. Someone got to do something about the crime. They go and they get the motherfucker who did the shit. Not my baby. Say I'm lying, E. Freezy. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's what y'all do. But you want to listen to Warnock tell you how bad Trump is. Trump is sitting here talking about what the fuck he gonna do. He ain't mentioned Cam's name. Kamala Harris can't have a sentence without mentioning Donald Trump's name because you motherfuckers are fucking scared. But then don't have the fucking nerve to talk about the fucking ancestors. Y'all should be fired from being able to talk about the fucking ancestors. They are ashamed of you. All you do is come up with some fucking excuse so niggas can continue to have nothing and be out here doing the fucking shit that they're doing that's destroying fucking black people. You don't have to admit it, nigga. I'm telling you what it is. I dare you to go start looking at the news every day. Fucking 4th of July, the last time I remember we really concentrated on fucking Chicago. 130 people were shot in a weekend. In a fucking weekend, nigga. Don't come here with that bullshit. That's why y'all don't have shit. Because you don't want to go get shit. You want to blame other motherfuckers and you don't want to hold each other accountable for shit. Don't act like motherfucking black people are perfect. They're far from fucking perfect and they do enough shit wrong and nobody holds nobody fucking accountable. And that's the motherfucking problem. Donald Trump ain't y'all's fucking problem. You're your fucking problem, and thoughts like that is a fucking problem. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to like the fucking name, but this is what I'm calling it. Niggas take out more niggas than white people do. Or anybody else for that matter. Say I'm lying, E. Freezy. You mighty fucking quiet, nigga. Sick of you.
Let's move to a big campaign issue. I don't know if many people thought this would be where we are at this point, but in the election and in this country, transgender issues have become a focal point in races up and down the ballot. How many of you are worried about biological men and boys competing against women and girls in sports? Just show me. That's almost that is the entire room. And I know you have a question.
I do.
By the way, excuse me, it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Your question, your name and your hometown.
My name is Linda and I'm from Milton, Georgia.
Good.
But originally Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, wow.
I'd get that
Good.
in there. My question is, how do you plan on addressing the transgender issue in women's sports? I have 9 grandchildren, 6 of them female, all playing sports, and we are very concerned for their safety, not just on the field and the courts, but in their locker rooms as well.
Right. It's such an easy question, and everybody in the room, and you know that answer, we're not going to let it happen. You look, just yesterday, they had a volleyball match. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where a person that transitioned, okay? You have to be very careful because this can terminate your political career if you say it's slightly off, all right? But transitioned from man to female and was on a volleyball. And I saw the slam. It was a slam. I never saw a ball hit so hard, hit the girl on the head. But other people, even in volleyball, they've been permanently, they've been really hurt badly, women playing men. But you don't have to do the volleyball. We stop it. We stop it. We absolutely stop it. You can't have it. It's a man playing in the game. Physically, from a muscular, even if it was a little bit less, maybe they do all sorts of tests and drugs and everything else. Look at what's happened in swimming. Look at the records that are being broken.
So how do you stop it? Do you go to the sports leagues? Do you go to the Olympic
You just ban
councils?
it. The president bans it. You just don't let it happen. Not a big deal.
Oh, you mean someone that can actually make a fucking decision that don't him and fucking Hall? that don't sit up here and try to reason with the whole fucking world. You cannot please the whole fucking world. It is not it's not a thing. It's not possible. And all this shit right now is a culmination of No Child Left Behind and fucking no standards. This is why we are where we are, because of no fucking standards. And everybody's supposed to be happy. Fuck you. Okay? I don't give a fuck. That's why your kids are stupid. That's why your kids are out here talking about, I don't want to work. Motherfucker, what? Are you independently rich? Bitch, you better work or you gonna end up on the other side of that fucking door. Or your parents will continue to take care of you for the rest of your life. You got emotional fucking men. That's everybody. That's all in. Let me just say black and white people, because Chinese people, Asian people, and the rest of them don't have these issues. But then your kids are fucking emotional. Then you see them going and doing masses, and then you're like, oh my God, what happened? Because they ain't got no fucking men in their life, no fucking testosterone. Nobody freaking disciplining them. Nobody, no male discipline. So they act like bitches. I am a woman. I know I'm emotional. Why are y'all so hard pressed to admit what it is? You're emotional. You're emotional. I'm emotional. I mean, come on now. It's not that they trying to eradicate all men. That's all in. Women want to be in charge of shit. They can't be in charge of their own fucking lives most of the damn time. And I guess I'm supposed to go along with this shit because she allegedly black and I am black. And then I'm supposed to go along with it because she's a woman and I'm definitely a woman. Like what? Just like that bitch on the CNN thing the other day. Why aren't we talking to men when all we care about is women? That's it right the fuck there. That's everything. That's everything. That's everything. That's all they want. It's all symbolic, I'm telling you. So fuck the daggone whole United States and how things will just be worse and get worse. And she's sitting up here trying to talk about she gonna make a fucking change. Bitch, you're responsible for where we are right the fuck now. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all just want to act like that's not true. Okay, cool, it's not true. And like I said, when Roland and Ricky and all the rest of them in there stepping in the fucking White House, and then something major happens and she don't know what the fuck to do, and then the second in command is Tim Tom? You gonna let that motherfucker who probably thinks that what Donald Trump is saying right now is what's the word, child? When you're against ABCDs, don't write it. Don't write it. They're gonna call him whatever it is when you're anti-ABCD. Because he made a firm fucking decision. That's a man that you're talking about right there. And I don't even like him, but he's fucking talking like a man. You make a fucking decision. Bitches be hemming and hawing. Bitch, you can't even figure out what restaurant you want to fucking eat at. Make a fucking decision. Shit.
You have the next question. I know.
Hi, my name is Rachel Rachel S. here from Cumming, Georgia. I'm a single mom to 2 kids here. And just in 3.5 years, my child tax credit has decreased by 80%, almost.
You get what? Excuse me.
Her child tax credit has decreased by 80%.
That's
Sorry, my child tax credit has decreased by almost 80%. Daycare for the lowest amount is roughly $1,400 a month for one child here.
Yeah.
Last year, I broke my neck. I almost lost.
You have a beautiful voice, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
I'm having a panic attack right now. Like, don't panic. Right here with you. But last year I had broken my neck and I tried applying for any kind of assistance and was denied because I did not make less than $700 a month. And I'm shaking like a freaking leaf. I cannot stop.
Girl, get to it.
So I could not afford daycare. I obviously was having to go through physical therapy and a lot of issues, and I'm still having issues to this day.
Right, I understand.
But what kind of realistic changes that do you think you can provide single parents, married parents, any kind of parent to just simply afford children in today's world with the way things are?
Right? It is not fair.
No.
You never heard of Ivanka, right? Ivanka. My daughter drove me crazy on this. We had the simplest, most beautiful I gave you the largest tax cuts in the history of our country, okay? Larger than the Reagan cuts, larger. But my daughter, Ivanka, she said, Dad, we have to do tax credits for women, for the child tax credits. She was driving me crazy. Then I did it, and I got it just about done. Dad, you've got to double it up. I said, Ivanka, it was actually more complicated than the entire bill, but I got it done. And what we're going to do, and because I understand exactly what you're saying, we're going to readjust things so that it's fair to everybody, because it's really not fair to everybody. But we have a lot. and we're going up higher, but we're also going to readjust because you have to make some readjustments. It's unfair to some people, and we're not going to have that. But she was the one that got it started. You know, those were our credits. Those were not the Democrat credits.
So I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to act like they both don't lie. I don't know if what he's saying is true, but here's the thing, Cullets. If he just said that he's going to increase the child tax credit, child, I don't know what that is. It must got something to do with your taxes, child. I long ago don't have to worry about that, right? So then that means, guess what? It's not just for white people. Shh, don't tell nobody, y'all. Guess what, Cullets? It's not just for white people. I mean, it's for people that work, but it's not just for white people. So then that means that it's for you too. Do you listen to what these people say? Do you listen to anything other than racist? Can your brain comprehend anything except for racism? Which is why I say to you, you all happy because she about to offer you $25,000. The money is already out there. Y'all don't do no research. You just be listening to other people and listening to the fucking Shade Room in Hollywood Unlocked, which allegedly somebody told me that that's a tether over there on the Shade Room. And of course, Hollywood Unlocked is ABCD in the tank for Cam. He been talking about her for a fucking year, trying to get y'all to come over and vote for that woman since before she even got into the fucking race. Voting for Joe Biden originally. Colors didn't even like her then. Remember, we did that video. He said, why don't y'all like Kamala Harris? She's done so much. That was before she even became anything to be running for president. Y'all didn't like her then. But now all of a sudden, you like her because of racism?
A lot of Republicans said, rightfully, don't do it because we never get credit for that. You know, we're not known for that. But the truth is, I wanted to put it all in the form of the tax cut. So I got the maximum tax cut, but we're also bringing down the taxes for companies and for people. We're bringing it down to 15%. And for companies, only if you make your product, build your product.
Child, who thinks she going on Joe Rogan? Bueller? After what just happened, she ain't going on no damn Joe Rogan. I promise you she ain't going. Unless Joe Rogan is going to deal with their rules. I don't see it after what we just saw. She will be going back on. She'll be going to Hollywood Unlocked next.
In the USA. Otherwise, you don't get it. So
hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagna.
Oh, shit. They just be cutting this shit off. All right. So do you think any of the...
Will that be physically? We do not care.